Hurricanes are known for having an outstanding defense, but on the first day of free agency, they made it even better. And we're going to talk about that addition right now. A heavy hitter and a lethal shooter in Dmitry Orlov. Dmitry Orlov was the most coveted free agent this offseason. The Hurricanes immediately on day one signed him to a 2-year, $7.75 million average annual value contract. And when you can get a player like that off the board that quick, adding someone like Dmitry Orlov to an already dangerous Carolina Hurricanes defense was a no-brainer. You have to do it. So we're going to talk about everything that Dmitry Orlov does well and what he can do to really help the Hurricanes move the needle and maybe win the cup this time around. One, Orlov has a lot of size and he uses it well. He loves to hit. And for his size, he has incredible skating ability that if you didn't know any better, if you looked at him, you wouldn't think it. But he is a very elegant skater and he has a very powerful stride. He's not the fastest guy, but he has incredible lateral movement. So when he's handling the puck in transition, he's very deceptive. Like I said, maybe not the fastest. Defenders will think he's going one direction, and then he goes another, and he executes a lot of clean entries thanks to that capability. Additionally, he uses his size, most notably how wide he is. He's very stocky and very stable on his feet to protect the puck when he has possession of it. It's very hard to take a puck away from Dmitry Orlov. With his very stable skating, he gets really low to the ice, he anchors himself there, and it's almost impossible to take a puck away from him once he does that. There's two other big additional values with Dmitry Orlov when he has possession of the puck. One, he's a very intuitive playmaker. He passes very well in all three zones. He can do stretch passes. He can make a good headman pass and get somebody on a breakaway. He can make a good cross-ice pass to help somebody waiting at the blue line for an entry. And he can keep the play alive at the point, feed a seam pass to somebody in front of the net in a high-danger area. But the biggest thing that Dmitry Orlov brings to the table in terms of offense is his shooting ability. His wrist shot, his snap shot, and his slap shot are all deadly, but his slap shot is particularly deadly. By extension, his one-timer is also incredibly lethal. He also has excellent vision when shooting the puck, and he has a very high shots through percentage because of that. And thanks to that, this also adds an additional power play asset for the Hurricanes, because with Burnsy and Tony, you have two right-handed shots that'll probably fill that role. Dmitry Orlov gives you an additional option, but as a left-handed shot, which will no doubt come in handy against certain goaltenders versus others. And overall, he adds more blue line scoring to a team that already led the league in scoring from defensemen last season. And although Dmitry Orlov is an excellent offensive defenseman, he's no slouch on the blue line either. In fact, he probably is currently the most well-rounded defenseman on the Hurricanes. Dmitry has a very simple yet very effective brand of defense. He likes to do it by way of physicality. He likes to hit people. And as far as retaining the zone, he will pinch and use his size to do so. It's very hard to conduct a breakout on the same side of the ice that Dmitry Orlov is guarding. And when it comes to just the ability to hit, he can do it with the shoulder, but Dmitry Orlov has a hip check that looks like it's straight out of the 80s. Ask Matt Duchene. Orlov also gives you an additional competent penalty killing option, and he can be used for that as well. Now, I know that he's been paired up with Tony DeAngelo lately. Personally, I think in the long run, once everything shakes out with the roster, maybe he'll be with Pesce or Chatfield instead, and I think that would really open up the offensive skill set that Dmitry Orlov has, and he can play a zero-hesitation game where he can pinch or prevent transition by way of checking, all the stuff that he does well, and he doesn't have to worry about anybody covering in the event that someone does get past him. Now, in addition to all those things, the most important thing that Dmitry Orlov brings to the table is playoff experience. He is currently 32 years old, and he has played a lot of playoff games. And he's right at that particular point in his career where youth and experience are at the perfect intersect. He's only 32, and he's still going strong. He's playing just like he was a few years ago when a lot of people argued that he was at his peak, and I think that he's going to fit in even better with this lethal Hurricanes defense. And if it was a 10 out of 10 before, Dmitry Orlov is going to be the reason it becomes 11 out of 10 in my opinion. He can be really important in mentoring some of the younger defensemen on the team because of all the experience that he has. Because while the Hurricanes do have a lot of playoff experience now from the last 5 seasons, outsourcing some more playoff experience into the organization will only help. So in particular, what do you need from Dmitry Orlov? You just need him to keep being Dmitry Orlov. And it looks already like he's going to be a great fit. They don't call him Scorelov for nothing, so the Hurricanes need to score more. He's going to add to that. He's going to add the physicality. He's going to add the sandpaper. He's going to add that intimidation factor. He's going to prevent a lot of zone entries just by being in the right place at the right time and laying the body on somebody. He's going to mentor the young guys. He's going to do a lot of stuff that's going to really help this team out. Honestly, I couldn't tell you who I was more excited about them getting in free agency, him or Bunting. I'm actually leaning towards overall. I think I'm a little more excited about Orlov just because of the resume that he brings with him to the table. So that's going to be it for this video. Next up is going to be Brent Burns. Thank you guys very much. Sorry I haven't uploaded a lot lately. I had to get a whole bunch of stuff done so that I can travel down to Raleigh for opening night next week, and I'm really looking forward to that. Y'all take care, and I'll see you next time.